Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale. If you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure.
You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut.
So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA, if you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. You know, it's almost halfway through October. I haven't even done a damn pumpkin beer review yet. So let's get right on the horse with one I've never done before by a brewery that is, you know, lighting everybody on fire. This is the Sixpoint Autumnation. I mean, it looks like, yeah, automation. Look at the stats on this thing. 6.5% ABV, 68 IBUs. And if you look at the back, it said it's made with ginger, spice, pumpkin, and fresh harvested wet hops. And even the UPC, like the barcode is pretty cool. It has like the New York City skyline on it. Alright, so it's definitely a kind of a pumpkin looking beer. Just that straight up pumpkin skin orange. It's kind of hard to see in here, it's so dark. And lots of head on there, as you saw from the pour, and I still have plenty of beer left in the can. The aroma, it actually smells a lot like their Bengali Tiger. It's very piney and citrusy. It almost like, you know, I was smelling this blind, I think I was about to drink an IPA. Now, I don't really get any of the pumpkin or the, I mean, maybe a little bit of spice in there. I guess we'll find out as we drink. Cheers. Like I said, the nose, the Bengali Tiger, very, very similar in the palate. This is very, very resiny, very, you know, it's made with wet hops, so it's kind of the point, or what you're supposed to expect. Very, very resiny, very kind of sticky, has that kind of dry bitterness in it. A little bit of tropical fruit in the middle. And then like you just get like a hint of these spices on the back end. They're really not that prominent. I'm surprised. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's weird. Like I mean, it tastes good. Don't get me wrong, it tastes good. Like I said, I can't think of any beer I've ever had like this. But yeah, this is more like a pale ale or an IPA with some like pumpkin and other spices thrown into it. It's up front, it's like kind of sweet, but not like candy sweet, not overly sweet. And the middle is just all hops, all resin, with a real more sticky pine, not just pine needles, just like that resin. And then the back end and the aftertaste, you get like this quick little burst of like a melange of like, you know, your fall like potpourri that your grandparents would have sitting out. Kind of like that kind of a taste. I mean, it says ginger, pumpkin. It just says ginger spice. That's quote unquote. It's kind of a vague term, but yeah, okay, there's some spice. I really don't get a lot of pumpkin per se. And what I forgot to mention is that I get a lot of like tropical fruit in here too. Like up front, it's like almost tropical fruit juice. And in the middle is the bitter, and then the back end on the finish is the slight spiciness to it. You know, I'm kind of glad, well, I mean, I guess they are putting this forward as a pumpkin beer. I mean, there's a pumpkin right on the label there. But I would not consider this a pumpkin beer. This is more like a IPA with some autumn kind of spice and taste going for it. That's not to say it's bad. You know, and again, like, I'm not a style Nazi like all those other people. Just like, it says it's this, so it better be this. You know, it says this, but it's not exactly delivering as what I would want or expect as a pumpkin beer. But as a beer in general, I mean, I'm still liking this. You know, it's very drinkable. I forgot to mention that. It's not super crisp like a pale ale or an IPA. It's definitely more of a medium body, kind of a soft, comfortable mouthfeel. Hops linger a little bit here, not too much, like just a slightly dry aftertaste. But it goes down really smooth. I can take this in big gulps. You know, that resin on there is like, it's pretty high. It's one of the most resiny beers I've had that I can remember. And that's got to be from the wet hops. I don't know if I've reviewed that many wet hop beers on this show, or if at all. So yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting experience that, you know, I've never had before. It's a good beer though. I really like it. It kind of fails as a pumpkin beer. But I mean, that's why they call it autumnation and not like pumpkinmation or whatever. I wish there was just more prominent pumpkin flavor to it. But you know, that being said, it's still I still really like it. So I'm gonna give this a solid 8 out of 10 for the Sixpoint Autumnation. It's one of the most interesting beers I've ever had. Not like the most delicious or the most mind-blowing or anything. I mean, it's a nice tasty beer. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for Sixpoint Autumnation. That does it for this episode, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.